Hey guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review of The First Sister by Linden A Lewis. This is the first book in an adult space opera, and it follows primarily two main characters with like a third POV. This takes place in a futuristic sci-fi world where Earth and Mars are teamed up as the Gaians. So they used to be at war with each other. So they're a little bit farther behind technologically than Venus and Mercury, and so they're kind of at war with each other. The First Sister, one of our POV characters, is a part of the Gaian religion, which essentially is like this matriarchal run religion, but there are a bunch of sisters who essentially are like, think Handmaid's Tale, but they are like the connection to like the goddess. So soldiers confess to them to be able to like efficiently go to war, but they also are essentially forced to be sex workers unless they are first and the captain of a ship or an area like claims them. So she has been the first sister on this ship for a long time, and her captain had promised that she was going to go with him in his retirement, and we find out in the first chapter that he leaves her, and so she's stuck there trying to figure out like, how do I kind of keep my position? What's gonna happen now? And there's a new captain coming on. Then we follow Leto, who's a part of that Mercury-Venus faction. He is an elite soldier, and his former partner, who they're kind of like mind bonded, he finds out is a traitor, and he is ordered to both kill him and also the leader of like the sisterhood because of a previous failed mission, basically. We also get a little bit of his partner's story as well, because his partner does leave him like messages to kind of fill him in on what's going on. We follow all of these characters as like we can tell as the story goes on that their stories are going to intersect. But overall, it's just like a very tense, fast-paced story. This does have some triggers for misogyny and sexism in this culture, for like some gore and violence, some suicidal thoughts, and the illusion of rape. It's off page, not graphic, but because of how the sisterhood works, that is discussed. So first off, I'm gonna talk about our world building. So this is a world that's very interesting. Again, there's like all of these different sort of like political factions and things going on, how this like sisterhood works, all the technology and stuff. There's like always something going on. I will say that what kept this from being like a 5-star for me was that there's parts of the world that didn't quite make a ton of sense and like weren't quite fleshed out enough for my tastes. Like I wanted to know a little bit more of like how this sisterhood like came to be, why are they deemed as like such this powerful thing, whatever. But ultimately, if you take The Handmaid's Tale plus Red Rising plus the Expanse series, you get this, like all those elements kind of thrown in, which I like all of those books. So this was a good fit for me for that. And just, there was also an element of me not needing a ton of information. Like there's just a little bit missing, but it wasn't like I was completely lost or anything, or it was nonsensical. Next, I'll talk about our characters. I really liked all of our POV characters. There's exploration of gender in here. There's different like discussions of like how people sort of connect and things. There is a sapphic relationship. There's non-binary rep. There is disability rep. Like there's a lot going on in here. And again, I really liked all of the characters, and as we were switching POVs, I never really felt like, oh, I really need to get back to this one character, because I would feel like that initially, and then I'd be like, wait, but we left on a cliffhanger for this one now. So now I'm like, I'm back at this one. So I was interested in all of it. And overall, like it's so tense that you just are feeling like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen to these characters? And I really enjoyed all like the twists and turns. So getting to the plot, it was so fast paced, I could not put it down. There were so many twists and turns that I personally didn't see coming. There were things that at first you could like think, like before I got farther on the story, I was like, that doesn't quite make sense. That's kind of bad writing, maybe, meh. And then it would be explained through something like a twist or a reveal, and I would be like, oh, okay, so that was intentional, and all that was like really well done. I really like what this plot set up for the rest of the series. I'm very intrigued about the rest of the series. The final book comes out this month, might have just come out as of the watching of this video. I'm filming this at the beginning of the month. So it's a series that you can pick up and read the entire one now. I'm intrigued. There's a lot of things that were like sprinkled in as far as, again, like world stuff. Like not only are there these people, but there's also people that live in the like asteroid belt called Asters. And there's also, and they're like an oppressed group. And then there's also like synthetics that are briefly mentioned that are beyond the belt that I think are probably gonna come in. Like there's a lot of things here. Really cool, like how the author like pulled different influences, but also was like talking about other themes beyond just like the science fiction stuff. And again, I just love a world with like political machinations, interesting sort of like religions and how all of that is influencing culture and all these people. And there's just like really a ton of potential here for a lot of really interesting, cool stuff. So I'm interested in the rest of this series. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I will be continuing. So comment below, let me know what you thought of The First Sister if you plan on reading it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.